Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. Right now, we are going to be making a fairy. And I think she's adorable. So I made this little fairy. And I'm going to show you how to make her. And I have her sitting down, and she's holding some flowers. I have to glue her hands back together. But I'm going to show you how to make her. Isn't she the cutest? So let's get started. Here's the items you're going to need. You're going to need the green from the flowers. You know how you use flowers. I never throw anything out. You're going to need some string. You can use embroidery thread, but I have this, so I'm going to use this. You're going to need wire cutters. You don't need this jumbo thing of wire cutters, but they're the kind I bought. You're going to need something to crimp your floral wire. You're going to need a wooden dowel for the head. You're going to need different flowers, any of your choosing, and I have white for her wings, and you're going to need glue sticks and a hot glue gun. So let's get started. You're going to take the greens that you saved and take off all the leaves. You do not need the leaves. You can use the leaves if you like. It's entirely up to you. So this is going to be where I cut my neck. So that's going to be her neck. That's why I have these jumbo ones, so that I can get through things. I think I put a dent in it enough. Possibly. Yes, I did. So that's going to be her neck. You don't need all this. Put that aside. So you only need 4. 2 for her arms, 2 for her legs, and then 2 can go away. So you can cut those right off. Whoops. You could save these, toss them. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to push this down. Right like that. Okay. Now, you're going to need 2 arms and 2 legs. So I'm going to take the 2 that are closer together. They're going to be her arms. I'm going to put them over here and one over here. And these are going to be her legs. Of course, they're very, very large. You don't need them this long. So I'm going to take my wire cutters. And I'm going to cut her arms. I'm guesstimating how long. And that's what they look like. Can you see that? There you go. And then for her little legs, I'd like them a little longer. Here's her little legs. Okay? So, I'm going to take my green thread, whatever you want to call this. I don't even know what this is. But I have green, yellow, and brown. And I'm going to make her body green, like she is from a garden fairy. Like a garden fairy. Whoops, sorry about that. Trying to fix my chair. So she's going to be a garden fairy. So I have green. So basically, I have to unknot this. And you can do any colors you want. It's entirely up to you. I'm just using what I have, especially around the holidays when you're, trying to save money, but you want to do crafts, because I enjoy crafting so much that I like to do them. So I'm going to I'm going to put her head on first, due to the fact that I want her head on so that I can gauge where her neck is going to be. So there's a hole in her head, And if you cannot fit it on because it's too thick, you could always cut that. But I think her neck might be a little too long, so I'm going to cut her neck a little shorter. I think it's too long from where her ball for her head would be. So I'm making her head shorter. There we go. Okay, so here's her neck. It's not as long as it was. It was way too long. Okay. So now you want to get the ball for the head and put it on there. Now this is too much. I'm going to try and see if I can take off some of this green so that I can get the ball of her head on there without having so much, because it's so thick, if that makes sense, because there's only so much of a hole in that dowel, or not dowel, but wooden circle. So here's this, which leaves you with less to put inside of here. So I am going to hot glue, put some hot glue right in the center, and just like that. Okay, now there's a little bit of a neck here, so I'm going to make that the back of her head. So here's her arms and here's her legs. So I'm going to start on the back side, putting some glue and putting my string, twine, whatever you like or have for your little lady, right on there. Now, when you get to her arms, okay, you're going to go under and wrap, and then start wrapping her arm. You can add glue as you go. It's entirely up to you. It's easier if you do add some glue, which I am going to do at the very end where her hand would be. Now I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. Okay. And then wrap it again. And then wait a couple seconds for the glue to adhere. Okay. Now I'm going to, you don't want to cut this. You want to continue wrapping. So I'm going back around her little arm, all the way back. You don't have to pull it real tight. You can pull it tight if you like, but I am just wrapping around her little arm, just like that. So now I'm going to go over here and start wrapping. I'm thinking I'm going to add a little piece or a little bit of hot glue right here so that that would adhere. Okay. And wrap her little arm just like you did the other arm. Add glue wherever you need to add glue. Getting close to the edge. Going to put more glue here. And wrap it right here and give it a couple seconds. minutes, seconds to adhere, and then start wrapping her back all the way down her little arm. So you're giving her arms more thickness. Her neck is already thick because of the base of the flower stem. I'm trying to smooth it out where it's kind of doubled up. Okay, now you're going to open her little legs and you're going to start going down one of her legs. I think you should add some hot glue over here so that everything is covered with your cord, twine, ribbon, whatever you want to call it, your embroidery thread. If you think her legs are too long, make sure you cut them off. Make them shorter. Separate her little legs because they're kind of in the way. I do believe her legs are a little too long because she's got the longest legs. So I'm going to cut her legs a little bit because she's got ginormous legs. Long legs, that's for sure. Now her hands or her arms might look a little too long now, but I'm going to fold her and make her hands, so I'm going to fold them back. So don't worry about that. So keep twisting, 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 twisting. When you get near the end, put some glue. There's the glue. Twist, twist, twist. Give it a couple seconds. And start wrapping back up her little leg. Kids could do this, which is a fun craft, but just be careful with the hot glue gun because I don't want you to get burned. I get burned enough for all of us. Twist, twist, twist. Now we're going to go to the other leg. Now, like the first part of her leg, I'm going to add a little bit of glue right there, and I want to push this up, but I don't want to burn my hand. So I'm going to push it up with this. Oops, sorry, just like that. And start twisting. Just keep twisting. When you get near the end, put some glue. At the end. If you run out of your twine or string, just go back and tie it in a knot to, you know what I'm saying, two pieces together in a knot so that you have one continuous string. And I have run out. But it's not a big deal because she's going to be wearing her dress on flowers. That's bananas. It came undone. Okay, let me try and do that again. Okay. So you definitely want down bottom because you might see the legs. But it's okay when you get to the top because she's going to have her little flower dress on. So I have run out, which I'm not really concerned about because her petal dress is going to cover that. So here she is in all of her glory, your little stick woman. Now, for her arms, I'm going to take and twist them over because, you know, she doesn't need ginormously long arms. And just like that. Okay, I'm going to do that to the other one. Okay, so just like that, her little arms. Okay, now for the flowers. You just want any flowers that you like and you think go together. I don't know if that's going to go with it. Maybe just these. Okay, so you want to take the back off and take the middle out because you don't need that. And you just want to, here's your petals. Very simple. Very simple. Now I have roses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back off just like this. And the petals come right off just like that. This is unfortunately stuck together because I've used these before on a craft. So I'm going to do that again because they don't seem to have a lot here. So here's the petals and all. And you're going to, oh, I forgot, you need scissors too to do this. I completely forgot to tell you scissors. So basically, you want to take your petal and you want to cut a little slit in it, not real big, you know. I'm just gonna, you want it to be big enough to go over her legs. So I am just going around just like this, okay? And I'm thinking that I should start with layering it here so I can see how I want it and then putting it on her. So I have that. Then I'm going to take this and cut this a little bit. Just like that. So there's that. And I want these petals to be the opposite of the other petals. And I'm going to stick another one of the same color on here too. You can have as many petals as you'd like, as many layers as you'd like. And I'm just trying to, see what I'm doing? I'm trying to not make them all go the exact same way. Here's another one. Oh, I should put these this way. My bad. So I want them upside down when I'm laying them here. Just like that. And then I'm going to do this other color. I'm just trying to make it big enough to go over her little legs and all. So then this one goes here. And then I'm going to need more of the roses, rose petals. And cutting. Okay. So there's that. So it's upside down, so when you turn it around, it'll be like fluffy. So, again, cut and cut. So I believe this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put her little legs, hopefully I have enough space in here. There we go. It's a little tight. and take it up her little legs. And I have them facing upward, just like this. And I'm going to use some hot glue to secure the petals to my little fairy lady. So you just want it up high enough. Doesn't have to be perfect, but, and then this way again, put her little legs in. Just like that, and twist this around, and I still have some glue there, so you want to twist it around. Now for this beautiful purplish color, I am going to, you want it upwards, and put her little leggies in, and I don't want any of the petals going the exact same way, so that it gives you more of a balance of differentness. Let me move her little arms up. Now I'm going to do 2 more of the rose petals. So up they go. I think I'm going to add some more glue. So you're basically dressing her, is what you're doing. Some more glue here. And the other petals right here. Just like that. And then the very last one, just like this. Put it up, and here's her little dress. You can keep continuing to add. So they're a little frilly and uppity, so you could glue those down, which I believe I'm going to. Glue them down some. But here's her little dress. So I am going to add some glue to just simmer down how it's popping up. So just a little bit to take the dress down a tad, because it's very, very poofy. So just adding a touch of glue. I want the petals to kind of be free-flowing, but I really don't want her dress all up in the air, because that's a little nutty. So, and then for this one, I'm going to, like I said, give it a little glue and push it down. So here she is, and I'm just squunching it so that hopefully it'll go down some. There we go. Good. There's her little dress. I don't want it that squunched down, but here's her little dress. You can see her little legs, and I'm thinking I'd like to add a little bit of this color because I think it's very pretty. So I'm going to take this apart just like I did the other flowers. Take the back off, and I'm going to add just a little bit. I'm going to cut this somewhat to put over her little legs. Just want to give it a little bit more color. Put her little legs in here, because she's a little flower fairy. So just trying to add a little more definition to her little flower dress. So I'm thinking I might, there we go, that's a little better. Her little legs. Okay, so here's her little dress. Now we're going to do her hair. Oh, well, before her hair, I should do her wings. So I have 2 white flowers. And what I did was I glued these 2 together, like the matching petals. So I'm going to get rid of this bottom petal right here. And then I'm going to glue these together to make one wing. Easy peasy. Just put some glue on the one petals. Take the other petal and crisscross it over. And here you go. Here's her little wings. Try to line them up as best you can. And there's one wing. Okay? Then, same thing on the other side. Get rid of one of the petals. And fold these in half. Just like this. And put some glue on here. And there you go. So, there's that. Now, you want to just put these petals on your little fairy. So you add a little bit of glue and put it right on her little back, just like that. Just like that. Isn't that the cutest? And then for her other wings, same thing. Want them a little bit separated so that you know that she has 2 wings. Okay, now we're going to do her hair. And the last young lady, I gave her brown hair. This young lady, I think I'm going to give her like a blondish color for my fairy. So, I have this gold thread, and oh my goodness, this banana is how this is. So it's all tangled, of course, because I was trying to be as prepared as possible. And then this. So I'm going to take this apart here. Okay, good. There we go. Now, she looks kind of funny without any hair. Our little fairy. There's her little wings. How cute is she? I just love her. Okay. Now, we're going to take your string and just made 3 lines about, I'm going to say about 2.5, 3 inches long. And that's what I did. Okay, now I'm going to glue this right here together, because this is going to be her one braid that goes around her head. So I didn't want to touch it with my fingers because it gets real hot. So I'm going to braid this together. So I'm going to put it underneath my glorious craft sign. Move my little lady. Put it right here. And braid this. Now if you don't have enough, you can always add more. So I am just braiding her little lovely hair here. Oh my goodness, you can't even see that. That's so sad. There we go. I put it under my glorious craft, and I thought my camera was pointing in the right direction, apparently it was not. So I'm just going all the way down, braiding. Now to get this little love bug's hair done. So here's her hair braided, and here's her little head. And I added some more of the orange flowers on here. So I'm going to start with the back of her head. I'm going to move her little wings, and I'm going to just put a little dab of glue, and right where I have the glue, I'm going to start wrapping around her little head. And I don't want a lot in the middle right now, because I'm going to put her little ponytail in the middle. So I'm going to add some glue around the front, just like that, for her hair. And I'm going to go around, and I'm just going to continue to wrap around her little head, just like that. Okay? That's her little head. Add some more glue. I got a popsicle stick so I don't burn my hand. So there's her little part of her hair. Now I'm going to do maybe about 3 or 4 inches of guesstimated ribbon cutting or string cutting, and just a moment while I untangle it. I don't know how many times I have to untangle this doggone thread, but so I'm thinking maybe about that long. So I want it a decent size, and cutting it, and then I'm going to put them all together like this, and I'm going to add some hot glue, and use my popsicle stick, my fingers, to put these together. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to cut this other piece down here, and I'm going to braid this hair. So I'm using my sign and putting it under there, and I'm just going to braid my string into like a long ponytail for her little head. So once you think you're done, grab your hot glue and glue it together. And I'm going to grab a little bit of brown, and I'm going to wrap this around my bottom of the hair, so this does not come apart. Basically, I'm just going to wrap it all the way down her little head of hair, and then I'm going to glue it. I'm going to cut these other pieces off and cut this piece. So twist this around again. And then I'm going to add a bow. tying a little bow. Just like that. And there we go. And putting whatever side of the bow you like the best on her little hair right here. How cute is that? Now here's her hair. I'm going to try to flatten that out some, and I'm going to glue this right into the middle of her head right here. So add some glue, a decent amount, and put her little hair right there. So here she is, all done. You could add flowers to her hands. You could leave her hands the way they are. I think she is absolutely adorable. I want to move her feathers around, not her feathers, her wings. And that is how cute she is. So I'm going to show you what her little friend looks like too. And you can add any embellishment you want. You can put a crown on your fairy. But this is what they look like. How scrumptious are they? Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye.